Welcome, everyone. You're welcome today to today's webinar. And majorly, what we are doing today is we are going to be having conversations about conservation majorly, and that's what we are going to be doing. So welcome from wherever in the world you are coming in. You are welcome. You can just drop your name and you can just drop your name and where you are joining from in the comment section and any other thing you want us to know. And as the webinar progresses, you might have questions. Please put those questions in the Q&A segment. And so we are starting now. This session is going to be recorded so that everyone that you want to go over this again, you can have it at your fingertips, and for those who could not join. So my name is Ibukunluwa Balogun. I am one of the co-chairs of the Young Professional Task Force of the IUCN SSC. And the reason we are doing this is because, some years ago, IUCN realized the need for more youth engagement in IUCN, and a youth strategy was created. This is to ensure that, young professionals are represented at every level of decision making in the IUCN. And to do that in the SSC, IUCN has 7 commissions, one of which is the Species Survival Commission, and that is the one we belong to, which means we are basically focused on survival of species. We are focused on red list assessment. You might have seen the red list assessment before. So we work with the team that works with the red list assessment. We are focused on conservation planning. We are focused on conservation actions. And these are the things we do in the SSC. So SSC decided to have their own young professional team too, which is what is called the Young Professional Task Force. And this is just to get us involved in all the activities of the SSC. Going forward today, you are going to see the various things that we do, how we do them, and how you can be a part. Majorly, we are just having conversations on how you can conserve your own environment in your own little way. And to end my talk, I'm going to share a story with us. Last year, December, I was speaking to my main supervisor, that's Professor Michael Samways, and I was telling him that I was involved in the Young Professional Task Force, and he was really excited. Because he said it's very useful as a emeritus professor, a distinguished emeritus professor. He was telling me that it was when he joined the SSC that he was able to really engage in some aspects of his research. As a researcher, there are things that we don't necessarily do in the classrooms. We don't necessarily do. And he said that was when he really got into conservation, really. And being one of the previous chair of one of the conservation committee, the Invertebrate Conservation Committee, he said it was really helpful to his career and boosted his career a lot. So he was happy hearing that I joined it early enough as a young professional, as an early career researcher. While I am talking about researcher, you don't necessarily have to be a researcher to be a part of us. You can just be someone who is willing to, to work on research, be someone who is willing to do all the other aspects, to assess species, be someone who is willing to get involved in conservation planning, conservation actions, and communicating these results to everybody. Basically, the group is open to everyone. And so you are welcome today as we take you on this journey of what we do in the Young Professional Task Force. I would be handing over to I'll be handing over to Onela, who is going to take it up from here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Hello, Ibuku, could you please share my slides? Welcome, everyone, and thanks for being here with us today. Great. Could you put the presentation mode? Perfect. Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Ornella. I'm the America Regional Coordinator, together with Yoko Lu, that I think she cannot be here today. So my part of this presentation will be telling you more about what's this young professional task force about. And so if you could please go to the next slide. So I think first we have a video to share with you guys before my presentation.
So the one of the social media team is going to share it now. Blessing. Or maybe Onella, you can go on. We'll just share the video afterwards.
Okay, perfect. So go back to the other slide. So the young people need to be heard, and why YUCN realize this because we are concerned about the future, and we are active and passionate advocates for sustainable ways for living. And in many cases, we are already taking action in our communities, as you will be able to see today. Young people are young professionals, which are members of this task force, would be people aged between 18 and 35-ish. So this is also part of the YUCN strategy for youth and young professionals. Could you go to next slide, please? So the mission of this task force and of the YUCN youth strategy is to embed with young people's perspective, inclusion and empowerment in all parts and levels of the union, and allowing young people to contribute to the YUCN's vision of a just world that values and conserves nature. Could you go to the next slide, please? So the value the task force gives for the members will be a framework that ensures the engagement of young people to bring together different generations and joint efforts in reversing biodiversity loss, conserving nature, and managing natural resources sustainability. Could you go to the next slide, please? So also these values will give us as young professionals the opportunity to interact with other and network with other young professionals and with experts. So the principles we have in the task force will be the union-wide effort involving options by all parts of YUCN, co-designed and led by youth and young professionals, and realistic, measurable actions that are sufficiently resourced, and cross-cutting approach mainstream into the YUCN programs, projects, and governance. Thank you. Go to the next slide, please. So our actions framework creates spaces for networking, as I was saying, with other young professionals and experts, and provide learning spaces by organizing workshops, as I will share a bit in the next slide. So we have this series of agreements that we work with in the task force. We have the asks and calls to action, and the commitments that young people have to take. Next slide, please. So the task force mission statement will be to engage, support, and develop young professionals' expertise in research, policy making, conservation planning, and implementation of multilateral and environmental agreements in the red list authorities and taxonomic groups. Our short-term objectives, this will be for the end of 2024 and the first months of 2025, would be to name to regional coordinators and country managers by December that we have done. Develop the social media team that will be presenting on this meeting. Run 2 professional webinars. Define clear plan of action and marketing for each region by January 2025, which we're working on. Develop a mentorship scheme with members that have crossed the 35 years old by February 2025. Collaborate with at least 2 other young professional staff groups in YUCN by August 2025, and have 50 members at each region by December 2025. And in our long-term objectives, we have enrolled at least 200 members by November 2026, develop fundraising plan by January 2027, develop at least 50 members that can lead and conservation projects at YPTF in February 2027, get 150 members involved in projects of the ST, of other ST, and by July 2027, grant at least 1 conservation project in each region by December 2027, and grant the first World Young Professionals Conference by December 2027. Could you take the next slide, please? So the benefits of the task force would be this listed here, that includes different activities and aspects in where young people can be involved and learn and grow as young professionals. Next slide, please. So the activities we will be having in the next months would be ideally 4 webinars for the YPTF and regions, regionally based in conservation, like regional conservation issues and actions specific for each region. 1 conservation action per year, and World Young Professionals Conference online in different cities, and also organizing fundraising strategy. Next slide, Ibuku. So if you would like to join us, first of all, you should contact your regional coordinator that we will be presenting later today, who's each regional coordinator, and give you your contact. And then following these steps that I can send you by email. So first would be to access the YUCN Commission's membership system, create an account, complete your profile and attach a CV, select apply, and click on the SSC application. Right? So then select the group name, Young Professional Task Force, complete all the mandatory fields of the application, including the condition section, and click submit. And after completing the applications, you will be receiving a confirmation email, and you'll be part of the task force. But if you don't remember all these steps, don't worry, because you can always contact us. Ibuku, next slide, please. You can always contact Ibuku, ILAD, or your regional coordinator, and also you can leave your email on the chat in this Zoom meeting, and we can send you all these steps. So thank you very much for your time, for listening, and I hope I didn't have so much background noise. And thanks for being part of this meeting. I think we go back to Ibuku and to see the video.
All right, thank you, everyone. So we'll be sharing the video shortly, but before then, Elad is going to be sharing our regional coordinators, because you must have heard Onela speak about regional coordinators, and he's going to share the regional coordinators with us. Yes, I can already see the questions. You are going to get to meet your regional coordinators now.
Hi everyone, and thanks Ibuku for the introduction. I'm the other co-chair for the Young Professional Task Force. My name is Ilat Vivas, and I'm supposed to introduce you to the leading team of this task force, and the two of us, either Ibuku Nolua and I, are the heads of this team. Ibuku is a biologist specialized in insects and conservation. She is originally from Nigeria, and it's now based in South Africa and just got her PhD diploma. So congrats on her, because it's absolute paramount person in this team. She's a complete motor, making everything to change right now. And on my behalf, I'm a conservation biologist from Venezuela. I focus my research in human-wildlife conflict mitigation, either with large felids in Venezuela, or now while I'm doing my PhD in Spain with Iberian wolf. And here are our regional coordinators. We have 9 regional coordinators, 2 in America, Ornella Gaspari, that you already met, and Yoko Lu, who is based in the US. For Europe, we got 2 regional coordinators, that are Tatiana Bichot, based in France, and Holly Minot, based in the UK. Now, for the Africa's chapter, we got Mayokun Iyamolere from Nigeria, and Lester Nanjala from Malawi. Also, in Asia, we got 3 regional coordinators, Rifan Nansiba, Kushal Sevaraja, and Dabal Barjinja. And still, we are looking for either 1 or 2 regional coordinators for the Oceania. Now, about Lester. Lester is a biodiversity conservationist and researcher with a keen interest in ecology conservation for birds and herpetology as well. He is currently pursuing an MSc in biodiversity and informatics. About Mayokun, he's also an environmental enthusiast with interest in biodiversity conservation, recognizing the intricate interaction of all environments or components. Now, about Ornella, she's a biology student with experience in science disseminator and environmental education. She has been a volunteer for different conservation projects, either in Argentina and different other countries. About Yoko. Yoko is an environmental professional born in Japan, and originally her roots are based in China. She was raised in China and then moved to Canada, and now she's based in the US. She got a master in environmental science, which is biology, and she was the leader of the IUCN WRI and WWF, and country author of IPBES, and she is also focusing in transformative changes for sustainability. Now, taking a step into the Asian region, we got Rifan Nansiba, who is a wildlife rehabilitation officers and creative conservation alliance, or CCA, from Bangladesh. She established rehabilitation rescue wildlife, particularly in Western Huglock and Gibbons. She also holds a bachelor in environmental science and a master in environmental management. And she has made a lot of courses in Rural and other UK institutions. Regarding Kushal was born and raised in Malaysia. His works mostly in behavioral ecology and moved to Japan in 2023 for pursuing his PhD. About Dhaval is actually, he already got his PhD, and he works basically in wetlands conservation. And he got a lot of expertise in measuring contamination by heavy metals, agrochemicals, and different elutions productions in wetlands that affects birds and invertebrates. Now, for our team in Europe, we got Tatana Bichon, which has a background in biology and ethology, and also in conservation biology. She has 3 master's degrees, and she's passionate about biodiversity since she was in early age. Now, about Holly Minot, she's an international officer at Butterfly Conservation, and she's focusing in building the Global Butterfly Index. And she's based now in the UK, and she's the representative of UNEPWCMC. And she led the Endangered Species Survey in the Philippines rainforest. That's so far for the leading team, and thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, Elad. We'll be sharing the short video now just to introduce ourselves. And you see it right now coming up.
Hello. Sorry to interrupt. I think it's not coming with sound. I don't know if it's from my side. I can't hear any sound from you.
All right. All right. Let me see if I can work on the sound.
Okay, yeah. Can I try share it from here as well?
Okay, maybe you
Possible.
should try from your end then.
All right, ma'am. So I have to share my screen, right?
Shayo, Megan is going to do that for us. I think it will be clearer from my hand.
All right, that's great then. That's great.
Are you passionate about protecting our planet and its incredible species? Do you want to be part of the global movement of young leaders making a real impact in conservation? Then you are in the right place. Today, we are diving into the IUCN SSC Young Professional Task Force, a global initiative which connects young conservationists with tools, mentorships, and network they need to drive change in species conservation. The IUCN Species Survival Commission's Young Professional Task Force is responsible for developing a blueprint to execute the IUCN Youth Strategy within SSC. By fostering youth engagement, it aims to strengthen the role of young professionals in conservation decision making. It also enhances knowledge sharing and mentorship opportunities. It supports youth-led initiatives and innovation in biodiversity conservation. So then now you might have a question like, who should join this platform? So this is a platform for passionate early career conservationists, researchers, and professionals who are eager to contribute to global species conservation and network with like-minded individuals. So if you are looking to make an impact and collaborate with global experts, This is an opportunity to be part of meaningful change. So let's work together to ensure a sustainable future for all species.
Thank you so much, everyone. That was just also a short clip showing what we are about. And based on that, I'm just going to be telling us some few things that we are going to be doing this year before we get to the very interesting part of the webinar. So I'm going to be sharing my screen again and showing us some of the things that we are doing this year. All right. So some of the interesting things we are doing. So we are going to be just, like I said, sharing some of the interesting things we are doing. Onella already told you kind of the way we'll be working and talking about the webinars, talking about the conservation action plan and all of that. But as we know, to really undergo conservation actions and conservation planning, there is need to build capacity to do that. And that is why this year we are focusing a lot on capacity building. And so our first event is this one, which you are seeing today. And the next event would be in April 11th. That's the next general webinar. It will be a webinar introducing us to red list assessments. And it's not going to be teaching us because there's a training for red list assessment, but it's going to be introducing us to what we need to do, what courses are we taking, and how we are going about it. And those are the things that will be seen in the red list webinar. And we already have proposed speakers and we have a date, so you can mark this date in your calendar. And something I must say here is for every of the general webinar in each of the regions, there will also be webinars that are specific to those regions. So for instance, if we are doing like a red list introduction webinar at the general scale, at the region level, if there's a specific species that, a specific species that there's a lot of concern about, then the webinar can be tailored towards that. And the next event we'll be having is a conservation planning webinar. We are currently in talks with the conservation planning specialist group of the SSC, and they are going to be working out something for us, and we hope to have this in August 2025. Again, once we do a general planning webinar, we undergo training in your regions, they will do something more specific for your region. And also, lastly, for the year, we'll be doing a conservation action webinar, and the proposed date is October 27th, and it's all about how do we take conservation action. So as you can see, this year is focused on us building capacities, on knowing what exactly to do, so that we know that, okay, if something, a species, for example, is declining in our vicinity, we know what to do, and that is all about what we are doing this year. And so, other meetings that you also see, like I said, will be proposed by the regional coordinators. This is why it is important to join the regional group of your region. We have WhatsApp group. I sent the link this morning, and I can send it again. You can just send me an email or Elad an email if you have more questions about this. Thank you very much. And yes, thank you. So we would be going to we have some conservation stories for you, and Onella is going to be taking us through that.
Yes, so some of our colleagues will be sharing their conservation stories. So first, I would like to invite Shayo to share the story. If you need to share the screen or anything, or otherwise you can just start telling your story.
All right. Thank you, Onela, for introducing me to share my story. I'm grateful to be here. I'm really pumped up this day to connect with other great minds and conservationists in different parts of the world. So I will share the screen now to present a slide for my story. Okay, I hope we can hear me very well. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
you
we
are
can, we can.
audible.
Okay, can you see my screen too? Is my screen visible?
Yes, we
We
can.
can see your screen.
All right, that's great. So so I'll share my conservation story briefly. So Olushayo Emmanuel Olufemi, a Nigerian conservation ecologist and entomologist with a bachelor's degree in zoology from Obafemi Awolowo University. So my studies in environmental conservation, applied entomology and animal ecology actually fed my passion for sustainable development. So particularly in cities, communities, and climate action. So with extensive field experience, I document insect-plant interactions through photography, and I've worked on conservation initiatives as well, including Plug in Nigeria to combat plastic pollution and supporting food production at a bee farm under the Technology Incubation Center. Yeah. So as a member of the IUC NSSC Young Professionals Task Force, I help showcase conservation efforts through infographics, videos, storytelling, and action. That's advocacy. So my conservation story actually began from my undergraduate days when I got to start my own research work under a supervisor. So recently I'm working, it spans from then to this moment where I've gone through a series of field works. I've been involved in a lot of field works already. So recently I am on a project that spans from 2024 to 2025, and these are the locations we've been to. Okay, let me go to the next slide. So these are the pictures we've taken on the field in different locations in different parts of Nigeria. Yeah, in different states in Nigeria, currently ongoing. So this is my supervisor taking us out after a long, tiring day on the field. And this is one happy researcher at that corner there. So we have now I'm back to my own craft. This is what I do. I take beautiful interactions of insects and spanning from, we can see right from here, beautiful beetle, butterfly on Tridax, stingless bees, butterfly perching, bee on Assistacia. So then I'll go to the next slide. So we see a beautiful picture of two acraes mating, and we have some bee pictures here, beautiful pictures of bees, some prey, some mantis, flower mantis. Then these are other pictures of various kind of butterflies, various species of butterflies here that I've documented so far. So this is actually aiming to conserve these life forms on Earth by documenting them to have them preserved for the future generation. So I have images of specimens for identification, which I do inside the lab as well. I work in the lab as a conservationist. So it has been, working in the lab has been one great experience for me as well, because I enjoy doing it actually. Then, okay, yeah, we have overfly here, beautiful pictures of wasp, bees, beetle, wasp, and many more. I hope you actually love what you are saying so far. So that's my work. I love it. All right. So why working as a research assistant with Dr. Ibukun? So these are the insects I was able to document as well: flower mantis, butterflies, and I have videos for most of all these photographs taken already of the flower insects. So okay, let me just go to the interesting part now. And this is interesting. Let me go to the more interesting part actually. So working in the lab actually has led me through doing trait measurements by taking pictures of the mouth parts, the various appendages on bees. Yes, majorly bees. So majorly bees. So this is me currently I'm working on digitization, taking some undergraduate students on digitization of bees currently, and working with a microscope camera. currently, recently, let me just put it this way. Before now, I didn't know that there was such thing as digitization until recently. I got to read a lot of some articles concerning the Natural History Museum trying to digitize 80 billion specimens over the course of, I think, 100 years. Yes, that's 100 years. That's 1 century now. So I'm actually interested in that digitization part, and I'm going into it fully. Then I have some pictures of some insects inside the lab as well too. So majorly, I take beautiful pictures of insects and I document them to share with people for them to have knowledge about what they do concerning food production, concerning their pollinating activities, and that's enhancing conservation efforts. So that's me, Olusha Emmanuel. Thank you very much. If you have any question, I'm here, you can ask me.
Thank you for sharing with us your conservation story. It was super interesting. And now, if anybody does have a question, if not, we will pass to the next speaker, would be Fariha. Are you there? Do you want to share your screen or just start talking?
Hi, can you hear me? Okay,
Yes.
that's great to know, and it's great to be here today, and thank you for giving me the space to share my story. So I'll be sharing my screen right now. All right. Okay, so hello again, and I'd like to introduce myself as a birder, a conservationist, and a researcher. And basically, I'm majoring in the Department of Geography and Environmental Studies at Rajshahi University. So I'll be focusing on my works actually. So basically, I am the founder, along with a few more people, of a conservation group and a birdwatching group, which we like to call Kichir Michir. And in Bengali, it means bird calls. And it's basically dedicated to conserve the particular habitats that we came across during birdwatching in our region in Kushtia and Pabna. So here are some of our activities that we have started since 2018, and as you can see, we have gradually developed our works. Like in up to 2021, we were basically focused on bird watching, but then since 2022, we started to focus on conservation works as well. And this work in 2022 was basically based on our finding of the smooth-coated otters, which is a critically endangered species in the regional category of Bangladesh. And in 2022, we also did some conservation works with the local communities who access those habitats. And we, in the next picture, as you can see, we involved some youth from the schools. Then we also arranged a migratory bird fair and some school programs as well to engage youth in conservation. And here are some of our interesting findings, such as the bristled grassbird, which is a globally vulnerable species, as well as the river lapwing, a globally near-threatened species. And interestingly, we have found over 170 species within the small geographic area of the Kushtia Podda region, and 14 of them are globally or regionally threatened and near threatened according to the IUCN Red List. And here is our interesting finding of the elusive grey francolin. It was the second rediscovery record from Bangladesh, and previously it was thought to be extinct from this country. And we also have a Facebook platform with over 1K members. It connects all the nature lovers from the region. And here are some of our involvements, such as I have participated in the Flyway Youth Forum by EAFP, and here you can see my involvement with the EAFP Youth Task Force. And coming to my publications, I have 4 publications in total. So I'd like to focus on my publication on the water birds, where we have basically modeled the relationship between the hydrometeorological variables and how they impact the habitat suitability of the migratory water birds in our region. So basically, that was a brief overview of my works, and I'd like to continue until I ensure that the habitats that I work on are safe. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
All right, thank you, Fariha. If anybody has questions for her, please feel free to ask now. Otherwise, we can move to the next speaker that will be telling their story of conservation, who would be Franz. Are you there? Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, Onela, give me a few seconds.
Sure.
Okay. So today my presentation will be focused on the title Enhancing Local Development Finance to Support Conservation Effort. I am Franz Zibazin-Yeti from Cameroon, where I'm living and working daily. As Cameroon are a bilingual country, we are speaking both English and French. So I'm French speaker and English speaker. So why improve local development to promote conservation? Because many local communities depend on forest, wildlife, and water body for survival. And poverty often drives overexploitation, such as illegal logging, illegal poaching, and unsustainable farming. And when local community have sustainable livelihood and access to essential services, they are more likely to support conservation efforts. So where is my story in all of these, and who am I? As I'll tell you so far, I'm Franz from Cameroon, where I born and grew. Here is me in 1919 when I ended my primary school cycle. And I also have the opportunity in my life to meet incredible African youth across the continent. Here I was in Nairobi on behalf of a conservation program hosted by African Wildlife Foundation. And I'm also a secondary teacher, as you can see in the middle of the picture. So I am an environmentalist, passionate by nature, education, and in constant need to overcome a new challenge and never stay in just one sector, because I think I need to have an overview, a sort of 360-degree to more understand the challenge and issue faced by our continent. I grew up in a family of farmers where we learn to appreciate what Mother Nature provides for us. And in 2012, I was assigned as a secondary teacher to a government high school in the south region of Cameroon, near a forest reserve, the Jabiosphère Reserve. It's an iconic protected area classified as World Heritage by UNESCO. So I observed that the significant volume of foreign investment in the conservation of natural resources in Cameroon and the poverty of rural population, a paradox, have made me aware of the need to significantly increase the share of investment dedicated to local development. So after hold my bachelor degree in human geography in 2010, I also begin my master research in the protected area management, and specifically in financement of conservation, who conduct me to hold my master degree in biogeography in 2018. And my study focused in the impact of irregular funding on the conservation of Dja Biosphere Reserve. So I observed that I conclude that limit funding allocated to local development and the higher operational cost of conservation project in Dja Biosphere Reserve have a negative effect in the management of this protected area and others. So currently, I'm currently carrying out a PhD research in University of Marine Gouabi of Brazzaville, focus on the study of Cameroonian peatland and the ecosystem. And the objective is to develop a carbon finance system to support local development and preserve this important carbon sink, because you know that with the RED program, African people with our biodiversity, with our forest, but also our soil, we have the opportunity to put in place a carbon offset project and bring finance to support local development. And recently, on behalf of a conservation program, I developed a system to allow local farmers put in place their own carbon offset project. So what next? After this research, or during the research, I'm intending to develop networking, professional development, knowledge sharing, so environmental education and capacity building in leadership. I'm intend also to write a book about tropical peatland of Cameroon and advocate for conservation, not only for future generations, but also to build an environment where people and species thrive. So merci beaucoup. Thank you, everyone. If you have a question, I'm available. Thank you.
Thank you, Franz, for sharing your story with us. Looking forward to read your book. If you have any questions for Franz, please leave them on the Q&A section. And we will move to our last speaker who will tell us their conservation stories, who would be Moqtadir. If you're there, do you want to share your screen or start telling us your story?
Hi, Ornella, and hi, everyone. Muqtadir Rahman, currently working with Creative Conservation Alliance, and I have one of my teammate, Shafayat Hossein. So let me share my screen first. Okay, so last year we successfully rewilded 2 critically endangered tortoise species in Bangladesh, and we are Creative Conservation Alliance, a Bangladesh-based non-profit organization that dedicated to ecological and cultural preservation. And we have currently several programs ongoing, and one of them focuses on the most threatened biodiversity hotspot in the world, which is the Indo-Burma biodiversity hotspot. And our turtle and tortoise conservation program is a key part of this work. And currently, we are working with 4 turtle and tortoise species. And among them, we have rewilded 2, the Asian giant tortoise and the elongated tortoise. As per the IUCN Red List, both species are critically endangered due to habitat loss, illegal wildlife trade, and chronic substance hunting. So to address this, CCA started an ex situ conservation program at our Turtle Conservation Center, which is located at Bawal National Park in Bangladesh. So in this program, we focus on captive breeding and egg incubation, hatchling care and their growth monitoring, and community involvement, research, and environmental strategies. And once the tortoise reach a size where they are no longer easy target for the predators, we release them back into the wild. So as a part of our program, last year on 18th December, we have rewilded 6 elongated tortoise in Lauachhara National Park in Srimongol, Bangladesh. And on 24th December, 10 Manoria emis in Shangu Matamuhuri Reserve Forest. And by 24, we have rewilded 26 individuals, which may seem like a small number, but given their declining population, I think every single one counts. And this is a step toward saving them from extinction in Bangladesh. And now we have a new hope, Hyosim's diptera. Last year we collected 8 eggs from them, and this is a species that once believed to be extinct, and we are really hopeful that we will be able to return them in the wild in the future. So yeah, so thank you everyone. I have just shared one of our program, and if you want to know more about our works, so please feel free to visit our website, or if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story with us. Once again, if you have any questions, please leave them at the Q&A section. And I think now it's time to go back to Elad for the closing remarks of the meeting.
Thank you, Onela. Before we have Elad, we haven't shared our social media links yet, which we'll be doing shortly. But before that, I'm sure we are all wondering why we are gathered here today. We are commemorating the Reverse the Red Day, and a video is going to be showing shortly about what Reverse the Red is really about. Then afterwards, we are going to share our social media links, and then Elad is going to close. Thank you, everyone.
In a powerful show of support for nature, nearly every government in the world united behind the CBD's sweeping biodiversity plan for life on Earth. They committed to halting the extinction of threatened animal, plant, and fungi species. And in an historic first, they also committed to helping those species recover, so that the life we share our planet with can not only survive, but thrive. Making these goals a reality will take all of us working together. Reverse the Red is supporting governments, conservation experts, and communities around the world as they join forces to activate tried and tested tools and tie global efforts to local expertise. All in a coordinated effort to assess, plan, and act for wildlife. Together, we can save species from extinction. Together, we can secure our planet's future. Together, we can reverse the red.
Thank you so much, Megan, for sharing the video. Over to you, Blessing.
Hi everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
All right, that's great. Hi everyone. My name is Adeyemi Blessing, and I'm a member of the IUCN SSYPTF social media team. So I'm very happy to be here today and seeing the number of participants we have today. I'm really happy that at least our efforts turned out to that amount. So I'm happy to see all of you here. So I'll be sharing the social media. I'll be sharing the social media platforms to you all, and so please let me know when you can see my screen. I hope it's visible now.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. So welcome to the SSE Young Professionals social media team and platforms. So first we'll be going to Facebook. Okay, yeah. So first we're going to Facebook, and yes, so this is our Facebook page, official Facebook page. So you see Young Professionals Task Force. See Young Professionals Task Force, and our QR code is there. We'll still share this documents with you all in the group, so you can easily access the QR codes. And yeah, this is Instagram. This is Instagram also. This is Twitter. This is Twitter also. Please follow accordingly. Yeah, this is our LinkedIn page. This is our LinkedIn page, and you can also join the LinkedIn group also. So we have a LinkedIn page and a LinkedIn group. So LinkedIn page is for the personal branding of the Young Professionals Task Force, and the group is for us all to join to share our conservation stories, to deliberate on whatever matter we want to speak on. And you can also share your social media also. And this link will take you to a Google Doc where you can add your social media link and for us all to follow you, and we'll be glad to. And yeah, meet the social media team. So if you've messaged any of us on the Facebook, LinkedIn, you are talking to one of us. You are talking to one of us, either on LinkedIn or on Facebook, you are talking to one of us. And I'm very sure we are glad to have you all here today. And yeah, this is the social media team. That's I, Blessing Adeyemi, Chitrali Cod, Olufemi Shayo, Arjun Suresh, Asmita Ranafeli. Yeah, she was the one that did the voiceover for the IUCN for the promotional video we shared earlier. And this is Muqtadir. So yeah, thank you all.
So everyone, thanks again for being here, and thanks Adeyemi for sharing this impressive work that you've done with our social media. Before wrapping this up, quick reminder, remember you got the Young Professional Task Force to join in, and you got 9 regional coordinators there, a social media team that got 7 members enrolled, so got all the help you need in their process. For this year, we got 3 webinars that are Red List training, conservation planning webinars, and the Red List training, conservation training, and the October 27 webinars. And also we get to you remember to reach out all of the regional coordinators so you can enroll in each of your regions and start tailor your training so you get connected with the adequate specialist group you need to be in. So once again, thanks for joining in, and it was our pleasure to work with you. Buku.
All right, thank you so much, Elad. And we just want to quickly say thank you to Justin. He's from the Centers for Species Survival. We've been working closely with him. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Megan Joyce from the Reverse the Red team, and thank you everyone. And we've come to the end of this webinar today, and you are going to receive important details in your emails. Thank you so much. Do have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.